Good evening, people. Welcome back to another little video of one of my favourite films, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about Blade from 1998, directed by Stephen Norrington, Wesley Snipes, Stephen Dorff, Kris Kristofferson. In 1967, I think it is, a woman is pregnant. She gets bitten by a vampire. She dies. That kid is born, grows up to be Blade, hunts vampires with the help of his father figure, Whistler, played by Kris Kristofferson. He goes around killing vampires. He has all of their strengths, none of their weaknesses. All he has is the thirst, which is countered with a serum that he takes. I think he takes it in the neck, which quenches the thirst. And there's this vampire played by Stephen Dorff who wants to control the world, own the world. He sees the humans as food. Why should we be underground? We should be ruling the humans. He wants to unleash the power of La Magra and become an all-conquering, invincible, you can't kill me, I can go out in the daytime, I can do whatever the fuck I want, vampire. And there's also a woman, there she is. She gets bitten by a vampire, but she's a blood doctor. She can cure herself. She's also in the film as well. Now, the only time that I'd seen anything to do with Blade was in the animated Spider-Man film in the 90s. He came on a motorbike and had this like lightsaber with him, and he was chasing Morbius, and Spider-Man got involved, but he didn't look like this Blade. So that's all I know of Blade. A short little cameo in a cartoon almost 20 years ago. Nearly 30 years ago. And now I can't imagine anybody else playing Blade. There was a TV show that I watched, and the guy playing Blade, I just didn't buy him whatsoever. I just kept thinking, you're not Wesley Snipes. We know that Marvel's doing a new Blade with Mahershala Ali. I'm sure today's youth will love it and think it's the greatest thing ever. But for me, Wesley Snipes' Blade, he plays it cool, doesn't say much, but he can kick ass. He's got a great sword, has all kinds of neat little weapons that he uses to kill them. And he's perfect for me. Kris Kristofferson as the father figure, Whistler, doesn't really do a great deal, doesn't have a great deal to do. And Stephen Dorff is like a Weasley type of vampire, like a Weasley type of guy. He's got these other vampires that are loyal to him, and there's one guy that Blade cuts his hand off. It grows back, and I think he cuts his other hand off. So that's fun. There's lots of good action scenes for me. Are they the best action scenes you'll see? No, they're not. But hell, they're fun to watch. They're fast-paced. None more so than the opening scene, which is the best thing in the film. And it's one of the best openings of a film, full stop. This young kid is being lured by this woman that he doesn't know is a vampire to an underground rave, which is in the back of behind a meatpacking factory, and the actual location for that is a place where they actually did kill animals. So that's where they went, put some fancy lights in. And then this guy suddenly realizes he's in a room full of vampires. There's blood coming from the sprinklers. He's in the shit. He's trying to crawl away. And then there he is, the Daywalker. And techno music is going. Blade slices him, dices him. He's got shotguns. He puts a shotgun to one there, nails it to the wall, sets one on fire. Got this thing that he throws, and it goes round in a circle and cuts all the heads off the vampires, and then he grins afterwards. He chops somebody up and he goes, which is so cheesy but so comic booky. And then there's other little fights throughout the film which there's just fun to watch. Some motherfuckers always trying to ice skate uphill. The only thing that lets it down, but there's not enough of it, is the CGI, the special effects, whatever they are. Towards the end, he slices Deacon Frost in half, and then his blood comes up and connects his body, and his hand looks all rubbery when it's chopped off, and there's these gargoyles flying around. It looks like shit. But the budget, $45 million. We look at the films that came out the same year: Armageddon, 100-odd million, Lethal Weapon 4, Godzilla. Those budgets are far higher, but I can forgive it. But Blade is cool. Wesley Snipes enjoyed playing him. It shows. It's a great deal of fun, and I like it. I've always liked it. I will always like it. There's a deleted scene where they introduce Morbius, and the director is playing Morbius. You get a brief shot of him, so I just wonder what it would have liked had they have had Michael Morbius in this. Probably better than the Morbius film we got a couple of years ago, because that was shit. I always thought Morbius the Living Vampire is interesting, and then Marvel gave us that shit a couple of years ago. Would have been interesting. But that's Blade. I like it. 1998, one of my favourite 90s films, one of my favourite Wesley Snipes films, one of my favourite films from 1998. And I will continue to watch it until I die. So that is Blade. Cheers.